Sometimes during a mundane evening, as it feels like time is compressed under the weight of numerous chores, I wonder about the path I'm on and where it leads. As those thoughts begin to circle inwardly in a frivolous spiral, I'll catch a glimpse of the sky and remember, oh right, all of that. And as I stand there suddenly thrust into the context of the unfathomable, expansive nothingness that sits just above our heads, a wave of immeasurable insignificance washes over me. This can't matter. We can reason that regardless of the quantity or magnitude of steps along the way, all paths eventually find the same fateful oblivion at the end of everything. But still, we resolve to set out into the darkness to see for ourselves, because it's there and because we're here. Along the way, we may face twists and turns that slow us down. We may come upon intersections that seem to carry onward indefinitely in either direction. Will we regret choosing one or the other? Pay attention to warning signs, or go for it anyway. Sometimes it just seems others have gone to great lengths to avoid taking the path we're currently on, but it's okay to travel alone. There may be others who have traversed this path before and in so doing left their own unique mark. Some stretches of road may be a bit worse for wear. You might come across places where others seem to have given up. Don't linger. It may be unclear whether the path even continues from where we're standing. Some paths may converge and carry on alongside one another for a bit before diverging again. We may find ourselves faced with a series of dead ends, but if we're patient and observant, a workaround may present itself. There may be pitfalls lurking nearby. We may get stuck in a loop where each turn leads back to where we just came from. Sometimes it seems like another path offers a safer experience, while yet another appears richer in scenery, all while generally keeping the same heading. But sometimes the one you're already on is nice enough. It's okay to reflect thoughtfully on paths you've traveled before, even though you may have outgrown them. Sometimes it may seem the plan outpaced the progress, but maybe it's a good spot to survey the landscape before picking it up again. I wish I could say I knew where I was going with this, or that I had some comforting perspective to offer, but to be honest, I'm setting down an unfamiliar path myself. These videos have thus far been me trying to convince myself that making these videos is a good idea. It's truly been an exercise of practicing what I'm preaching to get each one finished. And while it's been fun and rewarding to see some positive results, I still feel like every additional step takes me somewhere I didn't expect to go, and I'm never sure if it's going to turn out the way I want. But as we say when setting down a detour or deviating from a planned route, it's all miles. The point was to do it, even if the only reason is that it's there and because we're here. In lieu of some coherent plan or actionable advice, I'd propose a thought experiment. What if you reached the end of your life only to find out that you were the main character and you were meant to fill your story with as much color and detail as you saw fit? And you were free to pursue any destiny you chose, and if you had only gone for it with your whole heart, things would have worked out no matter what you chose. What would you go for if you believed in yourself? I'm not here to say that everyone needs to have some wild adventurous dream or aspiration to do something that no one has ever done before. I certainly have no authority to speak about wielding the unbridled human spirit or achieving some unparalleled greatness. but I believe we are all stewards of that same unbridled spirit. I see no reason to think that inherent spark isn't equal in each of us, as it seems to be in all forms of life. Isn't it the same force that marches the ant and reaches the tree upward to the sky, proliferating despite the abysmal odds and unforgiving cruelty of reality? Aren't the greatest of us the result of circumstances, intentions, and actions rather than the inherent magnitude of our mere existence? What I've heard consistently from those I've looked up to is that their achievements were the result of their outright refusal to fail. By their own accounts, they are no more inherently driven or resilient or certain of their success. Instead, they chose to have the discipline to set goals and keep pursuing them, not because it was easy, but because it was there. Not because they were special, but because they were here. So whether you feel prompted to attempt incredible feats at the edge of human ability or just want to take modest steps toward improving your overall wellness, I have to say I believe you can do it. Just as I believe I can do it. Just as I believe the stars will shine and trees will grow and ants will find a way to my crumbs, until, and perhaps in defiance of the futility of it all at the end, when everything that can be has been, and everywhere becomes nowhere as the thermodynamic bound of the universe is reached and nothing happens ever again. What would you do if now was the only time? Where could you go if you gave it everything you had? Why not find out? Why not today?